Imagine waking up tomorrow to find your dog scrolling through Instagram, your cat video calling its friends at 3 in the morning, or a crow ordering food delivery with alarming efficiency. Sounds absurd, right? But here's the thing. Some animals are already shockingly close to mastering technology. And the gap between human intelligence and animal cognition might be smaller than your ego wants to admit. Scientists have been studying animal intelligence for decades, and the results are both fascinating and slightly terrifying. So let's dive into the hypothetical chaos of a world where animals get their paws, hooves, and talons on smartphones and explore what science actually tells us about their capacity to join our digital dystopia. First, let's address the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the elephant that could probably figure out how to use a room booking app. The biggest obstacle isn't intelligence, it's anatomy. Smartphones are designed for opposable thumbs, which most animals lack. But wait, before you dismiss this entire scenario, consider that touchscreens don't actually require thumbs. Dolphins, elephants, and great apes have already demonstrated they can interact with touchscreen devices in research settings. Orangutans at zoos have used iPads to communicate with each other, and dolphins have played games on underwater touchscreens. The dexterity problem. Solvable. Voice commands exist, and parrots are already legendary mimics who could theoretically bark orders at Siri. Real question isn't whether animals could physically use smartphones, but whether they could understand what they're doing beyond simple cause and effect. Now, let's talk about the brain power required to actually use a smartphone meaningfully. Crows and ravens are the tech geniuses of the animal kingdom, with problem-solving abilities that rival those of a 7-year-old human child. They can recognize faces, hold grudges for years, and even understand the concept of trade and currency. In controlled experiments, crows have solved multi-step puzzles that would make most humans reach for a walkthrough video. If we gave them simplified interfaces, perhaps with symbol-based communication rather than text, crows could conceivably learn to use apps for navigation, food location, or even social networking. Imagine a murder of crows collectively sharing information about which humans are generous with snacks. Actually, they already do this without technology, so a smartphone would just make them terrifyingly efficient. But here's where it gets scientifically interesting and slightly depressing for humanity's sense of superiority. Great apes, particularly bonobos and chimpanzees, have already learned to use lexicograms, symbol-based communication systems displayed on touchscreens, to express complex thoughts and desires. Kanzi, a famous bonobo, learned to use over 250 lexicograms and could understand spoken English. He could theoretically navigate a simplified smartphone interface designed for symbolic communication. The cognitive leap to using specific apps like maps, photo galleries, or even simple games isn't that enormous. Dolphins, with their massive brains and complex social structures, have also demonstrated they can learn abstract symbols and understand syntax. The scientific consensus is clear. Several species possess the cognitive architecture necessary for basic technology use. They're not going to code the next AI, but ordering fish delivery, probably within reach. The social implications would be absolute pandemonium. And this is where the hypothetical gets genuinely fascinating from an evolutionary biology perspective. Smartphones accelerate information sharing, and animals that already live in complex social groups would weaponize this immediately. Elephants, who have incredible memories and tight family bonds, could coordinate across vast distances to avoid poachers or locate water sources during droughts. Whales and dolphins could share information about shipping lanes and fishing nets in real time, potentially revolutionizing marine conservation. But let's be honest, the real chaos would come from domestic animals. Your cat would absolutely cyberbully you by posting unflattering photos at precisely 3 a.m. Dogs would create the most wholesome yet annoying content imaginable, flooding social media with videos of squirrels and desperate attempts to schedule extra walks. Parrots would become the internet's most chaotic trolls, and honestly, they'd be phenomenal at it. So what does science actually say about this bizarre thought experiment? Animal cognition research reveals that intelligence exists on a spectrum, and many species possess cognitive abilities that we're only beginning to understand. Tool use, problem-solving, self-awareness, and even rudimentary language comprehension are not uniquely human traits. If we designed technology with non-human users in mind, adaptive interfaces with symbols, sounds, and simplified interactions, several species could absolutely learn to use basic digital tools. The real barrier isn't their intelligence. It's our assumption that technology must be designed exclusively for us. In a world where animals could use smartphones, we'd be forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. We're not as special as we think. And we've been dramatically underestimating the minds we share this planet with. Also, your dog would have more followers than you. And that's just science.